What's up guys, this is Darkbblue, a gamer who loves Souls-like games, looter games, and every game that involves build making. If you don't want to have to read through the entire talent list each time you upgrade, you should plan ahead what talents to grab. If you don't want to fail most skill checks in late game, you should plan skill specialization ahead. And colony and faction reputation are also very important and should be planned ahead. All in all, in Rogue Trader, planning ahead is important. In this video, we won't be talking about builds, but how to plan ahead. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Now let's dive right into it. The first thing I want to cover is leveling up. You have to pick up a talent from a long list of talents, which is really annoying if you have to do this over and over. So let me show you a practical solution. But before diving into details, let's firstly take a look at what you can get from leveling up. Rogue Trader uses an upgrade plate instead of a skill tree. At each level, you can pick some upgrades. Some nodes are characteristics and skills, which will be covered in the next section. Some nodes are abilities and talents. This shall be our current topic. And other nodes are more AP points or heroic act upgrades. Well, they are very simple, so you don't need to worry about them. Now let's focus on abilities and talents. In fact, you get ability and talent candidates for upgradation from many sources. The first is archetypes. The second is general talents, like all kinds of weapon proficiency. In addition, Homeworld and Origin also provide unique talents. Based on this knowledge, you will find that each talent list is comprised of multiple sources. For example, if a talent node is simply called talent, you can grab archetype, general, and origin talents. But for general talent nodes, there will only be general and origin talents. This may be a bit complicated, so I summarize it all in this table. Now we can finally come to practical details. First step, read through each talent list corresponding to each talent source. In the same time, mark or take notes of every talent that you want to grab for this character. Second step, check out how many talent nodes a character has and from what talents you can select at each node. And final step, reorder your marked talents to match the actual talent nodes you will have, and give up some talents if it's impossible to grab them all. Now you have a full leveling up plan. Each time you upgrade, you only need to look up your plan and no longer have to, read through the entire list again. This is the power of planning ahead. Our next topic should be skill check. At first I thought, I only had to focus on combat and skill check. It wasn't that important. But I was proved wrong. I have witnessed many skill checks with minus 80 to even minus 90 penalty. My success rate in late game has dropped to an unacceptable extent. And now I think skill check should also be planned ahead. On one hand, there are 13 skills in Rogue Trader, so you should plan your team composition so that all skills can be covered. In average, there should be 5 characters in your team who are each responsible for 2 skills. Then one last character covers 3 skills. And on the other, don't sleep on the basic skill leveling up node in the upgrade plate. Basically, skills are gained from 5 sources. Skill nodes in the plate are only one of them. The second source is that when you increase characteristics, the corresponding skills will also be increased. The third one is origins. Origins will also provide some bonus to skills. Next, you will find skill training talents in the general talents list. If you have grabbed 2 training talents for one skill, it'll be increased by 20. And finally, some gears can also increase skills. Of course, you won't miss the basic skill nodes, but have you considered skill training talents and skill-centric gears? Do consider them from now on. Now we can also combine the two aspects together. When planning the team composition, let each character be responsible for what they are already good at. For example, if a character already has high strength characteristics because of combat need, you can let him specialize as athletes. And Sister Argenta's origin gives her Law Imperial bonus, so she's good at this skill, although she doesn't have high intelligence. So practically, you should first assign skills to each of your team members based on what they are good at originally, and then grab some skill training talents during leveling up and collect some skill gears. This is how skill check should be planned ahead. The last topic to cover in this video is colony and faction reputation. So there are 5 colonies in Rogue Trader. If you have only found 4, congratulations, you must have forever missed Foulstone. This world is located in a system not far from Footfall. The first time you visit it, you will face a common conviction choice. However, only the choice that sends them on a crusade of faith will unlock this colony, and the other 2 will, lock this colony forever. Moreover, some projects in this colony is a prerequisite of some projects in other colonies, including some tier 5 projects. So do remember to grab this colony with the correct choice. Next, let's go into details and talk about colony projects. They are divided into 5 tiers. You only have tier 1 to 3 in Act 2, and the other 2 tiers are unlocked in Act 4. Some projects can be picked freely and independently, but some also have special requirements. One kind of requirements is choice. You can only choose one project among 3 or 2. Once one is picked, others will be locked. Another kind of requirement is prerequisite. You have to first finish a project to unlock others. At first, such prerequisites are local projects. But starting from tier 4, you will find many prerequisites or projects in other colonies. Well, although this might sound a bit complicated, it's in fact very simple when you actually start to build your colonies. You don't even need to plan ahead, but only need to backtrace from the desired project and discover what projects should be built before it. Now, what really makes things worse is that some projects are connected with faction reputation. Some may require you to have enough reputation from one faction, and some may reward you precious reputation. And this is why I put colony and reputation together. So next, what's about faction reputation? There are 5 factions, but considering that Navy is solely for ship combat, let's just ignore it. Then among the 4 factions, even if you toy box a little, the best result you could expect is to maximize 2 factions' reputation, while ignoring the other 2 totally. So you need to choose wisely, and when you choose, consider not only the direct rewards listed in each faction's storage, but also related colony projects. Furthermore, after you have made your decision, do make sure you construct all projects that give you reputation of the 2 selected factions. So in summary, practically, first choose 2 factions according to both their reward storage and the colony projects that have related reputation requirement. Then take notes of the project that reward your reputation of your desired factions, and remember to construct them later. Now a final recap. I have provided practical solutions for planning ahead, leveling up, skill check, and colony along with reputation. I hope you find this video helpful. If you like my story or want to join me into depth of games, remember to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, see you around.